Woohoo! Man! Now that was a beating. You know what I loved about it? We maintained the lead. We jumped out to a big lead, a great start, and we maintained it. We didn't lose composure. We didn't make stupid, simple mistakes. We actually won a game for 4 quarters and played our hearts out. And it would have been we would have ended the game up by 30-something if Brett didn't put our biggest weakness in, which is our bench. Kind of disappointed. We didn't make any moves during the trade deadline. This just goes to show you how inept and how clueless Brian Colangelo actually is, because it showed tonight. Look what happened. Even though we were up huge tonight, I think our biggest lead was like 34. You took all our starters out. It was great to rest the starters in the fourth quarter. That's what you're supposed to do when you jump out to a 30-point lead. Now, if you remember against the Heat, we did the same thing, but it got a little hairy, got close. We made dumb mistakes, and we only won by a couple. That didn't happen tonight, luckily, because our defense was outstanding, but this is a huge weakness. We could have had any of those guys, like a Jordan Clarkson, and, maybe not a Kemba Walker. I guess Grizzlies weren't liking what we were offering for Tyreek Evans. But any of those guys could have been had out there. Look what the Cleveland made away like a bandit again. I would have loved to have had Rodney Hood on this team. He would have been perfect. You need to add more shooting. He could have been a nice piece. He's a good athletic wing. Plays really good defense. He's a southpaw. And he could shoot the three. I would have loved to have him on the team, and he could have been had, and we didn't do anything. Brian Colangelo is an inept fool. He's just a moron. He's a freaking stupid idiot. Like, come on. How do you not make a trade at that deadline? Everybody was making moves. Just to get another piece. And what pisses me off the most is that Fultz, we know, wasn't going to be playing. And he knew this the entire time. So if you know your number 1 overall pick isn't going to be playing because of that weird injury that he's got, where he's got to reteach his muscles how to shoot again, you would think you would go out and get a piece to get more firepower. But did he? No. You knew this all along what was wrong with Fultz, and you didn't go out to shore up the bench, get another piece to really help this team out. It's going to show if we do end up making to the playoffs. We're in the 8th seed now. I don't want to take this away from a great win. I don't, want to be negative and put that out there. It just sucks because we're not going to be playing like this every night. You need to have a deep team to go far in this league, which we do not. So I'm not sure where Colangelo's thought process was here, but great win. We were up 30-some points tonight. We only ended up winning by 18, but that's okay. It was scary. The defense was fantastic tonight. Embiid had so many great blocks. That one right before the half, so demonstrative. He just went up there and whacked it away. Got the crowd into it. We moved the ball great tonight, too. We had the Pelicans on their heels. They didn't know what was coming. We had 26 assists tonight. Ball was moving around great, fantastic. They were really gassed. They were gassing the Pels defense. They didn't know what to do. We had a lot of easy layups. And we actually dunked tonight. Loved seeing that. A lot of dunks from guys. Robert Covington put the ball on the floor. It was good to see that. He wasn't getting nervous and doing his usual thing by getting scared behind the three-point line and jacking up a bunch of useless threes. So he put the ball on the floor a couple times. That's what he has to do to keep the defense honest. So that was great to see. TJ was diving out on the floor, giving it his all, even though we were up 20, 30 points. Love to see that. Tenacity, the heart of the team right there. Embiid played well. Everybody played well. I have to say, the unsung hero of this team is the homie Dario Saric. Can we give this man a hand? His game is getting stronger as the season goes on. He's playing the nitty-gritty defense that we need. Getting boards, taking the ball up, dishing out some greatest no-look assists, hitting it from downtown. He was 4 or 5 tonight. He's just been on. And we've needed this scoring because Again, Embiid can't do it all. Embiid had a great night tonight again. He only played, like, what did he play, 25 minutes? He had 24 points. I think he ended with 17 rebounds. Monster game. Bunch of blocks. We had 10 steals tonight. Like I said, the defense was stingy, was dirty. We were getting in the passing lanes. Pels had nothing for them. And they're not a bad team. And we made them look silly out there. They're fighting for a playoff spot just like we are. They're no slouches. They're 28 and 26 now, but a much improved team. I would have loved to seen if Boogie was in here what this game really would have been like, because obviously that's their 1-2 punch with A. Davis and Boogie out there, but he blew his Achilles out. Drew Holiday came back here, didn't have a good game. They had traded for Mirotic, who is a Sixer killer. He didn't have a good game tonight, so Dario, I think, did an outstanding job on him. Ben played decent. He didn't have to be aggressive, so he affected the game in other ways by getting rebounds and getting 8 assists, 9 rebounds. So he almost had a triple-double. He only had 10 points, but I thought he was great on the defensive end. I would like to point out, though, as we all know, though, the way the Pels were playing him is they were letting him stand out, around the key, about 14 feet away from the basket. I would have loved to seen him, especially since we were up so much, just jack up some shots. He second-guessed himself a lot tonight, too. When he was under the basket, he would hesitate. He played right to the edge of the sideline, so you lock him in, a defender's going to put you under there. He knows you're not going to be able to make a move. So he played into the defensive's hand a lot tonight, I thought. That's why he should be working so religiously on his game with that jumper. Because if he gets that, it's just scary good what he's going to become in the near future. And this is why I don't think he deserves to be in the All-Star game. Because, one, the aggression isn't there all the time. He second-guesses himself. I know he's got 5 triple-doubles on the season. But for a rookie to make an All-Star team, he's got to play out of his mind for the entire season leading up to the All-Star game. We've seen bits and pieces from Ben, but not consistently. There will be games where he just completely disappears. He's lost. He turns the ball over a lot sometimes. Not as much lately, which I love to see, but, Embiid's guilty of this as well. I get scared when he's down on the block and he's dribbling, and he'll dribble too much, and he'll fumble it around, and he'll lose the ball. Simmons tries to force stuff too much, which I don't think he needs to do. He's his own worst enemy a lot of the times. But I know Rod's going to get pissed at me for saying that. I hope you don't, dude. And, apparently a lot of Australians down there, a lot of Aussies, as he was saying, were pretty upset and took it to heart that he didn't make the All-Star team. Something with Parliament, I believe he said. They were speaking about it and they felt outraged. They shouldn't. Ben's unbelievable. I don't think he got snubbed. Should he have made it over some of these other guys? I don't think so, because like I said before, he's a rookie. So there's that working against him. It's really rare for a rookie to get there unless he's playing outstanding basketball. And I just don't think Ben has played that up into this point. He's shined immensely in about 4 or 5 games where he's just looked unbelievable. Like bits and pieces of LeBron out there. But then he disappears. He'll have 7 turnovers a game, score like 4 points, 1 rebound, like 3 assists. You can't. I don't think you can make an All-Star team if you do that. But that's just my opinion. So Ben Simmons didn't make the All-Star team. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think he'll get there. I see him finishing his career with 10 All-Star. Going to the All-Star game 10 times. And possibly even getting MVP of one of them or 2 of them. The kid's special. There's no doubt about it. He's shown flashes. It's just got to be a consistent thing. And thank God Dario Saric has put in the work that he has been and lighten it up and scoring a lot, because we need that 1-2 punch to go with Embiid. Nobody really got into crazy foul trouble tonight other than Amir Johnson, but that's nothing new. It just got scary out there, because when we did have that 30-some point lead, I got a little worried. It just reminiscent of the Heat game. We had absolutely no scoring out there. Nobody was really moving with the ball. It was like where it was going to come from. I hate TLC. I cannot stand TLC. This guy needs to get 0 minutes. I love to see my boy Rashawn Holmes get out there and get a little bit of love. I'd rather see him out there other than Amir Johnson. I just think he brings a different type of energy, some grit onto the basketball court. I think he could work really well with Ben Simmons. We could really alley-oop with him. We could run with him better. I think he plays better defense than Amir Johnson, but for whatever reason, Brett Brown likes to give this odd love to Amir Johnson. Don't know if it's because we paid him $11 million. He's a veteran, so he gets his due diligence because of that. I hate it. I hate seeing it. But it's just not in the cards for Rashawn for some reason. But Jared Bayless made an appearance. Ugh. You know how I feel about that guy. I don't think he should have got any minutes tonight. But it just worries you going later into the season if we make the playoffs. Where's that scoring going to come from off the bench, dude? It looked horrible in this fourth quarter tonight. And you would think the Sixers would make some type of move to reassure that we get some offense, knowing Fultz isn't coming back this year. Like, I knew he wasn't. I knew Fultz wasn't going to come back. It's just the same playbook, different year with Brian Colangelo and the Sixers. Did it with Embiid, did it with Simmons. Why not do it with Fultz, right? But to get some insurance for Fultz, because that would have been that firepower off the bench to lead the second unit with some scoring. Nobody moves. Nobody can create their own shot. Justin Anderson is, oh, man, he's rough. At least he was able to hit 1 or 2 threes tonight. TJ's TJ. I love TJ. He's a good setup man, good backup point guard floor generally. Just he's not somebody you're going to lean on to score night in and night out. 10 to 15 points a game. All these guys need to be set up, and we have nobody on that second unit that can really help them. And Dario's fits so well with this first unit that you don't want to screw up the flow that he's got with the starters and throw him off the bench just to have somebody that can help out the second unit. I think that hurts your team more than it helps it at this point in the season. So complete whiff by Brian Colangelo. Great win though. We really, really need to play like this all the time. It's been 2 great wins. And this is the type of team in Sixers we expected. This is what we saw in the beginning of the season. 2 quarters, New Orleans only scored 11 and 14 points. 14 points in the second. And in the third, our worst quarter all season, has been all year, we came out and shut them down for 11 points. That was great, dude. Just they almost played a flawless game tonight. We just got to continue to bring this tenacity, this nastiness, this type of defense that we know this team can play. Brett Brown has instilled this in his guys. This is like San Antonio type of defense they played. Moving the ball all around, 26 assists, breaking down defenses, gassing them, making them tired, and having open looks for everybody. Just want to see a little less hesitation. Want to see Ben start to incorporate that jumper. And even when he's down low, he second-guesses himself. He'll do that turnaround. It's always shooting with that one hand. Whether it's the left or the right, it's always like a hook or a one-handed jumper. Whether it's, 2 feet from the basket or 15. You just love shooting with that one hand. Can't do that, man. Put that other hand on there. Put some spin on that ball. Get that jump shot going. That was the perfect time tonight to let that arsenal, let's let it loose. Open up that arsenal. Get that jumper going. It wouldn't have mattered you missed it. He's done a great job with his free throw shots. We've seen him progress with that. The shot looks a lot better. He's got almost his form down. Now just bring that into the court, dude. They're giving you a shot. They're giving him plenty of space because they know he doesn't want to shoot it. Just jack it up. Nobody's going to be mad if you miss it. That's fine. It's a learning curve. That's what we know. We know you can take it to the hole every time and get it when you want. But when you're down under there, take that extra step and dunk the ball. Don't stop. Take a little hook or look around for a pass. That's where he gets into trouble and turns the ball over. And we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot with stupid turnovers tonight. Yeah, we had 17, but it's about average for a game. But it wasn't at a crucial point during the game where it gave the Pelicans the momentum that they needed to get back into this game. Yeah, I don't know if Alvin Gentry benched AD, but it just seems like he took his starters out at some point and gave up. They couldn't get anything going tonight. Drew Holiday, they got Ian Clark, who I think is a great piece. I would have loved to even have him. He was awesome when he was with the Warriors. He's a nice little spark plug off the bench. The guy can shoot the lights out. I don't know why we couldn't give up a second rounder for him or get that awful contract of Bayless's or Amir Johnson's off the books, but. And I had a little fun, too, looking at the mock drafts. You know, with the Lakers pick, if everything ended today, we would get the 7th pick. Or, I'm sorry, the 9th pick. And they have us getting another center from Duke. I don't think we need another big man. I hope that's not the route we go because, you know, we need combo guards, we need shooters. But I think that's too early to talk about. Just a little fun fact to look at. Yeah. We gotta shore up this bench. This bench, I don't know if you guys are worried about it, but I'm very, very terrified. We got 2 wins, though. It's 2 big home wins. We play the Clippers tomorrow. This should be an easy win. I see us struggling, though, with the Clippers just because they're a below-average team. Blake Griffin's gone. He's in Motown now. And that's why we have to, it's another big reason we have to continue to win games because they finally lost with Blake Griffin. Sorry, guys. With Blake Griffin. But they're clipping at her here still. They're 27-27. We're 27-25. We got to continue to win. Miami's still 3 games ahead of us. So we got to be looking to see them lose and the Indiana Pacers, who we've struggled with this season as well. Ever since they got Depot out there, they got a nice young roster. So we got to look to see for them to start losing and us continue to start winning to get up in those standings. Or unless you guys are happy with staying at number 1, because then we'd face Boston. I don't want that matchup if it's all said and done. If we're going to survive or play anybody, I think we got to climb maybe to like the 6th seed. I think we'd be a little better off facing a team like Washington, guys like that. But we don't want no parts of Boston or Cleveland. Not the new Cleveland. We'll see how they gel. That old Cleveland, I was fine facing because, God, they fell flat on their face. It's like they swept all the old geriatrics out of there with a broom and just got a shot of rejuvenation. All youth on that team now. So we'll see what that chemistry is going to be like and see how they play. Cleveland was playing awful ball. They lost freaking 14 out of their last 22. So they needed a change desperately. They're trying to win one last one for LeBron to try to keep him there. If I was Dan Gilbert and them, I'd let him walk. Look towards the future. Hold on to that Nets pick that they didn't have to give up to get any of these during these trades yesterday. They gave up their own pick that's top 3 protected, which... what does that do? They're such a freaking low pick at this point. But to get Rodney Hood, they got Rodney Hood, Larry Nance Jr., George Hill, Jordan Clarkson. I think that's it. But all they had to give up was a 2nd rounder. They gave away Dwayne Wade, Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder. And they still were able to maintain that Nets pick. Not that any of those guys I thought were worth it. I know they tried to get DeAndre, and they were talking about giving that pick up, that Nets pick to get DeAndre, which I don't think he's worth that, no offense to him, but that's a really, really coveted pick. You don't want to get rid of that. That's your building block for maybe the next 10, 15 years. You want to hold on to that pick. But maybe we could try to pry away from him, right? See what happens with Fultz and stuff. But for everybody worried about Fultz, yeah, it sucks. I want to end this on this note. It sucks that he's not going to be playing this year, but it's going to be worth the wait. Just like Simmons was, just like Embiid. I hope this benefits him sitting out, redshirting him. I hope whatever freak genetic thing or whatever whatever the technical term is, what he has where he has to reteach his muscles and his body how to shoot again, get back to that shooting form, it's worth it. I think Markelle Fultz is going to be an outstanding player. I think he's a transcendent player. It was worth giving up what we did to trade up 2 spots to get him. Everybody's looking at this, regretting, well, we wanted Tatum, why we could have had Tatum, la da 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 da. Danny Ainge fleeced us, blah blah blah. No, have faith, guys. Have faith. Just like you all had faith in the Eagles this year to win the Super Bowl, they did. You always got to stay the course and have faith. I believe the only good thing that has come out of Brian Colangelo running this organization was obtaining Markelle Fultz and giving up what he did to get him, because it wasn't that much because of the protections that are on the picks, so on and so forth. If it stands now, we are keeping that Lakers pick. So that's phenomenal. But Markelle Fultz is going to be a great, great player in this organization. We've been winning games without him. It sucks as fans because you get impatient. Tickets sold out instantly when they saw we were going to get the top pick and get Markelle Fultz. It's going to be worth the wait, guys. He's going to be an outstanding guard. It's going to be so fun for the next 10 to 15 years with him and Embiid and Simmons playing. It's going to be our pillars, our trio right there. We just got to get those other pieces around there. We're still working through this. Rebuilding's a long process, and it's been a lot of fun this season. We've had some downs. We've had some highs. We just got to keep riding it out, guys. Keep riding it, baby. 27-25, guys. Regrettable we didn't make a move at the trade deadline, but Colangelo doesn't think we need to, apparently. But we all know he's an idiot. I would have been pissed, I think, if we gave up a lot to get Tyreek Evans, so I'm kind of happy we didn't fold and give up whatever they were asking. But we needed something. There was a couple guys out there we could have had for pennies and bags of flour. But it is what it is. We're going to continue to ride our horses like we have all year. The homie Dario, Embiid the Beast, and Ben Simmons. And Rod, don't let it get to you and all the Aussies down there in Australia. I know you were pissed that they got snubbed, or that he got snubbed for the All-Star, but he's going to make at least 10 or 11 throughout his career. So it's just getting that first one. So don't stress out. He's an unbelievable player. We're seeing him grow in front of our eyes, and he's helping the Sixers win some ball games. That's all that matters, man. All the rest of those accolades and crap don't mean anything. So this is Kyle Gafford with the Bitter Birds. Play the Clips tomorrow. Hope it's a good game. Hope we don't struggle. Let's not have this great win, a hangover win. Alshon Jeffrey was at the game today. I just want to throw that out there. A lot of Eagle chants. That's going to keep continuing to happen throughout the season at all sporting events here in Philly. It's just a great high that the city has for the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Let's hope it rubs off on the Sixers. Not saying they're going to win the chip. Maybe they go deep in the playoffs. Who knows? Crazier shit's happen. Maybe we got 2 Cinderella stories in us this year. All right, guys. Leave your comments, concerns, what you think's happening. Are you happy with the Sixers? Are you concerned about the Fultz injury, that we're not going to see him this season? Are you pissed we didn't make a move? Or are you happy? Are you happy with the way the organization is going and how it's being run? You like Brian Colangelo and what he's done. But I'm pretty sure I think you all have the same sentiment with Brian Colangelo and how he's a schmuck, a moron, a dupe. And he didn't make a move during the trade deadline. But whatever, that parade was awesome. It was cold. Let's win this championship. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.